Welcome to the Comfort Keepers Davy podcast, where we elevate the human spirit. Here's your host, Christy Goulet.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Comfort Keepers Davy podcast. In case you didn't notice, I am not Christy Goulet, but I am Jeremy Wolf, and I'm joined by Kamar. Kamar, how you doing, my man?
I'm good. Doing great.
Yes. And I know, Kamar, I know you guys do a lot of, at Comfort Keepers, you are very much so integrated with the communities that you serve, and you have a lot of wonderful partnerships. So I thought it would be fitting today to have some of those partners on to talk a little bit about what they do and how Comfort Keepers collaborates with them. So today we're joined by Sunrise Senior Center, and we have Wayne Skirvin and Danielle Santiago with us. Wayne, Danielle, thanks for joining us.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, of course. So excited to get into this. Why don't we start with some basics? Can you tell our listeners a little bit about the Sunrise Senior Center?
All right, so the Sunrise Senior Center is the City of Sunrise. So we are the official senior center for the City of Sunrise. We are 55 and up, and we are an active senior center. So individuals come in. We have members who are residents of Sunrise and non-residents of Sunrise, and we have a lot of different activities that they could partake in on a daily basis. We're open Monday through Saturdays, and we have from exercise, wood carving, crafting, dancing, all the different programs that you could think of, computers. We have a game room where the gentlemen hang out and play some billiards. Just a lot of fun stuff that we do here. And so it's super active, and there's a one-stop shop for everyone's need.
Say that one more time, a one-stop shop?
It's a one-stop shop for whatever you need.
A one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
I love it. I just think it's so important. Like the older I get, the more I realize how important community is. And I think for those that are aging and getting older, if you kind of retreat from society and you unplug yourself, it can get very lonely out there, and you can get depressed. And it's so wonderful that we have all these resources available. And I think a lot of people aren't really aware that these things are out there for them to take advantage of. Kamar, how did you end up partnering up with Sunrise Senior Centers? Talk a little bit about how that relationship began, and where you see it going in the future.
Yeah, so our partnership began long before I even joined Comfort Keepers, but it's always a goal of ours to outreach in the community to partner with other senior organizations within our territory or community. And the Sunrise Senior Center was one of those places that we have been partnering with. As Wayne said, they do a lot of activities, and it's a great thing just seeing seniors dancing, staying active after retirement. It's such a great thing, and we enjoy doing activities with them, sponsoring these activities and different events that they have. So it's been an ongoing partnership, long established, and it's been going great so far.
Yeah. So I want to go to you, Danielle. Can you talk a little bit about your role at Sunrise Senior Centers? What do you do over there for them?
Yeah, so I'm the recreation programmer, and Wayne is the recreation supervisor. So we work hand in hand. We also have 2 full-timers under us. So we kind of do all of the programs for the seniors as well as the special events. We do have a social worker on site, so we help her out with things, which actually Comfort Keepers helps us with that as well. We do Thanksgiving baskets for the community for families in need. But basically, we run all activities for the seniors, and a lot of the seniors will come in and not thinking that they're going to have anything that interests them, but all of them, there's literally something for everyone. Like Wayne said, there's an array of different classes, but we pretty much help bring those classes to the center, as well as bringing fresh new ideas, that maybe other centers don't offer.
In what ways have you guys seen over the years kind of working with Comfort Keepers? How have you seen this collaboration directly improve the lives of seniors that you work with?
All right, so one of the things that I would say is we talked about a level of interaction that Comfort Keepers have with our members. So when they partner with the different events and activities, I'll say that personality and being great human beings is something that's hard to learn. You are or you're not. And so with Comfort Keepers and with Kamara, with Patrice, with Christy, with the team, what we've noticed is when they're around our seniors, the seniors really light up with them. They gravitate towards them because there's a genuine kindness that they find. And so when someone cares about you, it shows. So we don't promote, well, we have sponsors, but we don't say, hey, you have to sign up for this program or you have to do this with a sponsor. They do it by choice. And when they like you, they will reach out to you. And Kamara, Patrice, they've seen that where people gravitate towards them because of who they are and how they show how they give back to the seniors.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things I noticed early on when I started working with Christy over at Comfort Keepers. She just has this, I don't know, I'm sure you guys know her pretty well, I'd imagine, with all the time working with them. She just has this magnanimous, this wonderful energy and personality. And the culture of Comfort Keepers is that. You just confirmed that with what you said. Yeah. It's really, really wonderful, the work that they're doing in these local communities. And I wanted to ask, what are some of the most, I mean, I can imagine that this field that you're in can be very, very rewarding for you. What are some of the most rewarding parts of the jobs that you guys do day to day?
I think some of the best things that we do is like we have volunteers as well that we're very close with and we work hand in hand. Like, for example, one of our volunteers went on the trip today as a group leader, but most of them are like our family. And I think it's so rewarding because a lot of them don't have family here or their family's up north and they're alone. And we are pretty much their safe space and they love to be here. We love them. So it's like a mutual thing that we really just enjoy their company and they enjoy ours.
Absolutely. It's when you see someone, you give them a smile, they give you a hug and they tell you that you're the best part of their day.
Yeah,
it makes a difference because they don't get it at home. Like Danielle said, their families aren't here. So we are an extension of that family and we try to make sure that it's felt. The more genuine you are, the more they know it. And so that's the most rewarding thing, is to see the folks that were by themselves or kind of like recluse and now they're just outgoing. They know you, they're here all the time, they're making new friends, and just see the transformation is always the best thing.
100%.
What about some of the challenges that you face? Obviously, this work, while rewarding, it does come with quite many challenges, as many things do. What are some of the things, the obstacles that you face, and how do you address those?
Well,
you know, I think the seniors, they have a lot of wisdom and they don't put up with a lot. So it can be a little difficult sometimes, but you know what? We try our best to give them what they want. And I think the City of Sunrise also is very big on customer service. And, you know, maybe they didn't sign up for this program, but we give them their little snack and it just makes them happy. You know, something so small, but they can be a little
demanding, fun. It's like middle school on steroids in some cases with some of the seniors. But it's a great thing to try to navigate. And one of the challenges that we have is we have dynamic roles. And so it's ever changing, ever evolving, but we try to make sure that, and people want our times. So sometimes we're busy and behind the scenes, it's harder to then be front facing, but we try our best to be that face that they see because they need it. They want it. So it's like trying to multitask and do everything behind the scenes, but still be present for them. It could be challenging, but it's rewarding. And just to see how they appreciate us as a reward.
Yeah, if it wasn't challenging, it wouldn't be rewarding, right?
It would be rewarding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Danielle, you were saying?
No, it's sometimes it is hard to juggle because we work for the city and we have different events and stuff besides being here at the senior center. So it's hard to try to juggle that and then give them the time, but we always try to make time for them because they're really the reason why we're doing this, you know?
For sure. Now, you mentioned working for the city. What's your background? How did you get into this line of work? Danielle, what did you do?
It's funny. So the city of Sunrise is a great place to work, I must say, and I'm not being biased, but both Wayne and I actually started during summer camp as seasonals, and we've kind of just worked our way up. I've been here since I was 15, so almost like 18 years now.
Wow.
Wayne
Different decades.
Wayne started.
I started at 16. And so,
and he actually left for some time and did some corporate America stuff, and then they always come back.
Had to come home. So I had to come home. City of Sunrise is a great place to be. Senior Center is a great place to be as well. So, yeah.
Nice. Kumar, does Comfort Keepers do so? Like, was there anything in particular about the City of Sunrise that gravitated you towards them? Or do you do a lot of this work with lots of different cities? And how did you start, or how did you come up with the idea of collaborating with local cities to help seniors?
Well, as you know, our primary market or clientele is the elderly. So we're looking to collaborate with any organizations that are supporting the elderly. And we do collaborate with other senior centers, like the Sunrise Senior Center, but for some reason they are a bit different. Danielle, Wayne, the whole team there, I've never gone there once and seen an unhappy employee. Like, everyone there is always happy, always in good spirits. It's very active. On any given day you're going, there are seniors there dancing. And it's great seeing seniors in that space, because oftentimes in our field, we're getting calls when the seniors are down and out, they need help in home, which is great too. But it's good seeing the other side of things, that, you're seeing seniors that are active, they're dancing, they're playing pool, they're showing you that when you're retired or you're old or you're getting old, you can still be active and still have a fun life. So it's great seeing these seniors in that light, seeing them dressed up for their prom, their senior prom. It's absolutely amazing. It's always a good time sponsoring events there, seeing them. And whenever we get clients that are close enough to the City of Sunrise or the senior center, we always advise them or refer the senior center to them. And recently, a client of ours, we've been pushing her to sign up with the senior center, and she did, and she now absolutely loves it. She is quite young. She's 63 and unfortunately suffering from dementia, but she goes there. She recently started a few weeks ago and absolutely loves it. So it's a no-brainer. And once you meet Wayne, Danielle, and the rest of the team there, you will be hooked. I'm telling you, they're really, really nice people. Yeah,
it does sound like a match made in heaven, and I just love the idea of having these connections rooted with the community. Yeah, Comfort Keepers coming into the home is great, but to have all these additional resources available and outlets for folks to kind of connect with really brings a great deal of meaning and purpose to people's lives. And I know that, like I talked about a little earlier, as we get older, we often get isolated. What are some of the signs that you look for when you see people disconnecting and you see people detaching a little bit? What are some things to take note of? I'm trying to speak to those out there that maybe have aging parents that are starting to be isolated and they don't have any help, right? And they haven't yet plugged in to senior centers. They don't know about Comfort Keepers, right? And they're starting to see these signs. Like, what are some things that you'd look for and some advice that you could give to folks out there like that?
It's a lot of things. It varies from person to person, but a lot of the common signs that we see is them being less vocal, is them complaining about feeling, more tired than they usually are. And this often happens with a lot of our clients, that their families are living out of state and they don't see them a lot. That is a common thing that we see. A lot of our clients, they're living alone, their families out of state, they are not seeing them quite often. So they get depressed very easily. And these are some of the signs that we look to, I should say. Them not speaking a lot, them not eating a lot, their energy is low. They're just not in the mood to do a lot of things. And sometimes they just blame it on, I'm feeling a little bit tired, or I didn't sleep well last night. but it all stems to them being really just depressed and lonely and fearful, fearful. Just thinking about all the ailments they're going through, their families not being with them living alone, something possibly happening in the night when nobody's there with them. So these are a lot of the signs that we look to. That's why we always encourage them doing activities if they're physically able to, and if they're not, we still try to keep them engaged, cognitively, and stimulate them cognitively, and just try to keep them happy, lift their spirits. That's what we're there for sure.
Yeah, it really is a slippery slope
Yeah.
when you start to withdraw yourself, right?
Mhm.
It's like this loop this self-feeding loop. And the more you detach, the more depressed you get, and the more depressed you get, the more you want to detach, and it just
Yeah.
keeps going. And it's amazing how plugging in and getting into a community and being around like-minded people raises your spirits
Mhm.
so tremendously.
Yeah, for sure. And as Wayne said, a lot of these seniors, they're set in their ways. They like things how they like them. So once they get used to a certain routine or doing things or not going out or just staying home, it's very hard for you to get them outside of their comfort zone or doing things that will benefit them. But it just takes consistent, being consistent with them and just encouraging them and being patient with them, actually being patient with them, just encouraging them to get active or get out or talk some more or just do fun things, and eventually they will, if they see it's coming from a place of love and concern and not trying to have them feel like they're a child again and having them doing what you want them to do, because they're very serious about holding on to their independence and not feeling like they're being bossed around. So we try to help.
One of the things that we're blessed with, the different programs that we have. We either have a bunch of volunteer instructors, and so the volunteer instructors, they are capable and knowledgeable of being able to not only do the program that they're doing, but also cater to the well-being and the needs that the seniors have. So the ability to branch out, do new stuff. We have a Let's Talk group where they come in, they talk about any social topic. At one point, we try to just say, hey, you can't talk about this, but they're going to talk about whatever they feel like talking about. So just do it responsibly. And they have a great time. But just to be in a space with other adults, other like-minded individuals, and just to be able to talk about things. We have a bereavement group. So folks who are going through loss together, sharing how they feel. And it started out where they came in, they did the group, they left. Now they're like a family. Whatever events that we have going on, they show up together.
Yeah.
And so they formulated new families.
They do like a potluck.
Yeah. They eat together. Every program they do that we have, they sign up together. Yeah. It's really good.
Danielle, I want to talk a little bit more about the programs that you guys offer. We've alluded to a lot of the fun things that you do. What are some of the things that seniors can expect to find there? I'd imagine there's exercise programs. You mentioned the potluck. There's different. Run down the list. I want to catch people. Anybody that's listening, maybe something interests somebody that doesn't interest somebody else.
Yeah, of course. So we have a calendar that we send out every 2 months. It's a lengthy calendar. So I like to tell people when they first come to kind of look through it and see what interests them, like what day works for them, what time. But we have art classes, we have computer classes, we have classes to learn English, because we do have a diverse group of people here in Sunrise. So health lectures, that's one of the main things that I was also going to add to Wayne's comment about bereavement groups and stuff like that, or health lectures. And it touches base on different things like mental health and stuff like that will help these seniors get through those hard times. So then we also have exercise classes such as Zumba, Tai Chi, aqua fitness. Some other things we do is a cooking class, a ballroom dancing class, which is like Latin dance based.
Yeah, right.
Listen, he has the best moves here at the senior
Yeah, he does.
He will tell you. And then Kamar is second best.
Kamar,
okay.
No, Kamar probably.
I'm a hard second.
But so I kind of am in charge too, that we do a different special event each month. It's either a social that we do during the day that we provide lunch and then some type of entertainment, whether it's a DJ or a band. And it's only $8 to come if you're a member. Our membership rates, just so you know, are for Sunrise residents, it's $15 to join for the year. If you're a non-resident, it's $25 to join from the year.
Basically free, essentially.
Very, very affordable.
Yes. Yeah.
And then so it's just there's a lot of programs that you just can't beat. We do a lunch bunch that we pretty much make the food from scratch. Our director is a great cook. She went to culinary school. So she helps us out into making the food. And it's the best meal for $5 that you can get from scratch. So it's just something for them to come and mingle. We have line dancing that they all come and do line dancing classes with our instructor that's a volunteer. So there's something for everyone. We have a book club. The list goes on and on of what we offer.
It's incredible. It really is a no-brainer, right? Like if you're out there and you're retired and you're just sitting around all day, you got to get out there and get plugged into these resources. It's got to be life-changing for people. I can only imagine. I've not been plugged in. I mean, I'm only 46. I'm not quite a senior yet, but when I am, I'm glad that I'm aware that all this is out there now, because I think there's a lot of people that don't really understand or they're just not in the know, and they don't realize that these resources are available to them and their families. Yeah.
We also provide transportation too for a lot of the seniors. So a lot of them still drive. But if they live in Sunrise, we have a bus transportation route that picks them up in the older community, which is Sunrise Lakes. And then we also can pick them up at their home if they call a day ahead. So we try our best to get them here any way possible. And, a lot of them, give some pushback, but their kids, let's say their kids do live here and they know that they're home all day and they're at work, their kids are at work. So they kind of give them that little push to come. And usually they're a little hesitant. But once they start, they end up loving it. I've seen and heard many stories of a lot of the seniors that come and they just really enjoy it. And they tell us, like, this saved my life, just coming to the center.
Good stuff. Is there, I want to ask you guys over at the senior center, is there a resident story, something that really captures what the center is all about? Does something come to mind?
Resident story.
So not resident. So one of your not resident, members, I should say.
I mean, maybe Ozell.
Oh, yes. So we have one of our members. He is on the heavier side, and he was trying to make sure health was something that he regained, because he started going downhill at one point. Hard for him to maneuver, hard for him to move around. We had an event called Walk in the Park. And at one of the specific parks, we have a lot of different vendors, activities. We encourage them to walk around the park. And as they walk around, there are different activities that they can do along that path. So we try to do a new park each year to introduce our seniors to it. So during this one event, he was walking and actually went down. His knees gave out under his weight, and he went down. And there were some younger seasonal staff that we had, and I was trying to get him up, and I saw this one kid just hop a fence, came over, but collectively we were there, got him up, and he shared that moment that he went down, he felt embarrassed, but we made him feel confident in that moment. We took away the embarrassment and just showed care. And he went from being morbidly obese to working out, doing our aqua fitness class, now doing different exercise classes.
Taking the cooking classes to have healthier options.
Yes, to know how to eat properly. And he said that one event that could have turned out to be the most embarrassing thing, where he could have been more recluse, and after that, he changed it and started coming out more. And he's here every week doing 3 programs, exercising, stretch classes,
all of it.
Yes,
he takes full advantage now, and we're just so proud of him. And he tells us all the time, and he's like, yeah.
So
really touching stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
it really is. It's one of those situations where we realize that we work at a senior center when we have some of the more tragic scenarios, and it's like,
it's one of the hardest parts
the folks that you come to love and know, and now they're not here anymore. And it makes it real. But then the ones that you could consistently and continuously impact, you're like, you double down even more because you want to make sure that you're still a part of their lives.
Absolutely. So you mentioned volunteers. You have a lot of volunteers working there. For anyone out there listening that does want to get connected, that maybe does want to act as a volunteer and show their support, what's the best way for them to do that?
So they would go on the city website. They still have to apply as if they're almost applying for a job, but it's a lot easier. They can always come to our center and we can help them fill out that application. So it's on the upper right-hand corner of sunrisefl.gov. You click on jobs, and then you're going to click on volunteer application, and you fill out the application. And then we'll usually bring you in for an interview, kind of see what you like, your availability, and we go from there.
Correct. So if it's someone that's looking to volunteer to teach a program, volunteer to be part of our front desk staff, or just volunteer to do anything in general, we try to find out what your gifts are, what your needs are, and your skill sets, and we'll go from there.
Excellent. And for anyone out there listening that is interested in coming by and taking part and becoming a member, let's say somebody out there that doesn't drive, maybe they're all alone, they don't have family here, can they just reach out, pick up the phone, call you guys, you'll get them the bus information? What's the best way for them to connect and get plugged in and start coming to see you guys?
So if they are a City of Sunrise resident, definitely they could reach out, contact us. I'd probably say try to have someone take you here first so you get all the information that you would need. And then from there, we'll see we do a medical transport need, and we'll see what you need as far as transportation goes, from a pickup for medical appointments and so forth. And we'll try to fit you in what the next steps are. We don't have anything online yet for our application, so everything is still in person, but we would encourage them to have somebody bring them here if they can't come here themselves. If they can drive here, and we'll go through. Our front desk staff is phenomenal, and our whole team will be able to help you through, give you a tour of the facility, just talk through and see what it is that best fits your needs. So everything that we do is not for everyone, but there's something for everyone. So you'll find something that you'd like to do.
Well, I, for one, can safely say that I'm glad that we had this conversation today. My father is approaching 80. He'll be 80 next year, I believe. And he lives in Sunrise. And he's pretty much just kind of like sitting in his house all day. Like, he's completely disconnected. Like, I don't know if he'd be willing to even go and check it out, but I'm going to make it a mission of myself to go over to him and bring him down to your facility, because I do want to see what you have going on there. And I want him to see what's available, and I want him to kind of plug himself in, and he's never been one to be plugged into the community like that, but maybe it could give him a renewed sense of purpose. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, and the ladies need more guys here.
I was going to say that's right, because if he does,
I know a few seniors there looking for a guy.
Yeah, they're on the hunt. They're on the hunt.
I almost want to call him right now on the podcast and put him on speaker and say, "Hey, Dad, do you want to go?" But I'm actually a little bit concerned that he might say something inappropriate because he has an inappropriate time. So I'm gonna hold off on that. I don't want to awkward situations, but I think that could be fun. Oh goodness! All right, cool guys. This was a lot of fun. Anybody have anything else they'd like to add before we wrap up here?
Well, before we wrap up, a new initiative that we have with providing more care for our seniors, because a lot of the client or seniors that we care for are financially unable to, let's say, pay for 24-hour care. We see them 4 hours here, 4 hours there, maybe a couple of days per week. So what we now have is a virtual system that we stay connected with them 24 hours outside of the times that we're providing care for them. And it's all encompassed in their, they're not upcharge or charge anymore. So whatever they're paying for these 4 or 5 hours per week that we're seeing them, they essentially stay connected. This is a small pod that we plug in the 3 most visited areas of their home. And it's an audio-based system. So if they were to fall, it would trigger an alert on our end. Again, a lot of them are living by themselves. They fall and they're not close to a phone to call for help. Once they fall, it triggers an alert on our end. If they're coughing more than normal, it gives us an alert that, hey, this may be an upper respiratory issue. So it's a preventative system, and also if something were to happen, it also gives us an alert. This morning, for example, I got an alert that a client of ours might have fell. Well, last night at 11:30, and before going to bed, I just gave her a call to ensure that she was okay, and she told me that everything was fine. And so this is what we have. It's a virtual system that we are standard part of our care now that we are giving to all our clients. So, and it's been making a great difference. So, yeah, just wanted to tell you a little bit about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Always on the cutting edge. You guys.
We're trying to.
All right, cool. Well, we'll leave it at that. Everyone out there, thanks for joining us. If you found this useful, if you know of a senior in your life that needs help and support, please share this with them. Make sure that they take advantage of these wonderful resources that are available. Everyone, again, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you all next time on the next episode of the Comfort Keepers Davey podcast. Everyone, take care. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Comfort Keepers Davey podcast. For more information, visit comfortkeepers.com or call 954-947-7954.